Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Numbers with Nora. This is a math tutoring channel that helps you with all your math needs. For this video, it's going to be my third video, and we're doing statistics. For this lesson, we're going to be doing 1.3, simple random sampling from chapter 1. The book that I'm using is going to be Statistics by Michael Sullivan, third edition. If you have questions on where to purchase this book or how to get it, let me know. All right. So let's go ahead, and again, we're going to start with vocabulary. The vocabulary in chapter or in section 1.3 isn't going to be as heavy as it was in the first two sections. And we're actually going to start getting into actual math and statistics here a little bit. So for the first vocabulary word, we have random sampling. This is the process of using chance to select individuals from a population to be included in the sample. All right. So usually random sampling is very important because this is a way of obtaining a sample representative of the population. All right. So it kind of prevents it from being convenience, because if we have convenience in our sampling, then the meaning of the surveys and stuff is not going to be good. To explain this more as an example, say you're doing a study on how many people like baseball, but then you sit there and hand out a survey to find out how many people like baseball, and you're handing out that survey in front of a baseball stadium during a game. It doesn't really work that way, because most likely more of those people at that location are going to be baseball fans. So you always want to be conscious of like who you're surveying and stuff like that in regards to your research question. All right. So let's look at the second vocab word. This is going to be simple random sampling. A simple technique, it's a sampling technique where researchers randomly choose participants from a population. And every possible sample of size n has a likely chance of occurring in a population size of big or capital N. So basically what that means is it's selecting names, or how can I sit there and put this one as a better example? Simple random sampling. It's almost like selecting names from a hat. All right. So basically that means the number of individuals in the sample size n always has to be less than the number of individuals in your population size. Okay. That's the best way I can explain it. So your sample size numbers always have to be less than your population numbers. That's what I wanted to say. That explains it a little bit easier. All right. And then we have sample without replacement. All right. This is a very important one because we're going to see this one a lot later. So sample without replacement is an individual that is selected, is then removed from the population and can't be selected again. Let's go back to my hat example. So basically, sample without replacement. So say we're selecting names out of a hat. It's almost like I sit there and pull the name out of the hat, and I leave that name there. And then for my next experiment, I go and select another name out of the hat. All right. But this name that I picked first, it's not going to be considered in my second draw from the hat. Okay. So that's without replacement. And then we have sampling with replacement is an individual that is selected and is then placed back into the population and can be selected again. Okay. So sampling with replacement is like I sit there and pick this person out of the hat. Okay. And instead of leaving him there, I put him back in the hat. So then for my second time of drawing a name, I can draw that. I have a possibility of drawing that same name again. All right. So that's sample with replacement. Those were all the vocab words. For the examples in the book, go ahead and read through the examples. They give you the solutions of the examples in the book, so I don't want to go over those. So I'll go over lesson 1.3, assess your understanding really quick. I'm going to write that. All right. And for this one, I'm just going to do the even numbers for 4 through 8. If you want to see any of the other ones, let me know. All right, because I think these are the most important ones to sit there and grasp the hand of, or grasp understanding of. So for number 4, this one's going to say, what is random sampling and why is it used and how is it compared to convenience sampling? So this is like one of our definitions that I had up there. So remember, random sampling is the process of using chance to select individuals from a population. Okay. And why is it used? The reason why it's used is it is used as a way to it is used as a way to sample representatives. Oops, sorry. To sample representative of a population. Unlike convenience. Unlike convenience. That does not doesn't contain representative in a population. Okay. And what I mean by representative is like that baseball example that I told you. Or here's another good example if you're sitting there and you want to see how many students that go to your whole college like ice cream. And so instead of handing the surveys out to like in the quad area of your campus, you sit there and just hand out the surveys to all the people in your math class. Okay, like so handing out the survey to all the people in the class in the math class is going to be convenience sampling, and that's not good. You're not accounting for everybody in the college by just handing out to everybody in your math class. So that's considered convenience sampling. Sending out in the quad would be a really good way, and then that would be actual good random sampling. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at 6. Again, if you have this book, sorry it's a little blurry. You can read from there, but I'll sit there and read it to the best of my abilities. So team captains. A coach must select 2 players to serve as captains. He wants to randomly select 2 players to be the captains. Obtain a simple random sample of size 2 from the following list. It names all their names. I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 people, and we have to select 2 captains. Write a short description of the process you use to generate your sample. So we have to randomly select 2 people from these people that they listed down. One way you can do it, and you can sit there and have other answers for this question, but I'm just going to use my hat expression, right? So one way to select 2 team captains from all the names mentioned is to captains from all the names mentioned is to put everyone's name in a hat and draw 2 names from the hat. Okay. The 2 names drawn from the hat will be the 2 selected captains of the team. Okay. So that's one way you can do it. Another way he could do it is, I don't know, probably close his eyes and point his hand at 2 people, and those people step forward. Oops, sorry, hold on. That could be another way he could do it. All right. All right. And then for 8 is to complete the citizenship in the World Merit Badge. One must select 2 of the following 7 organizations and describe their role in the world. So here's all my 7 organizations. Okay. So A, they want us to list all possible pairs of organizations. For this one, we have in the book, they're asking us to sit there and list it out by hand and find this by hand. But later on in the book, they're going to sit there and tell us permutations and what's the other one? Permutations and combinations, which is like a way that we can find this mathematically so we don't have to write this all out. Okay. But for right now, they want us to write it out. So for A, we have to sit there and find all possible combinations of these 7. So I would just kind of write them in like sets, right? So we can start with 1, and I'm not going to write down the whole names. I'll just label them by their things. So I'll do 1 and 2, which is the United Nation and the World Court. That could happen. All right. I can also do 1 and 3. Okay. And so on and so forth, 1 and 4, so on and so forth, 1 and 5, and I can also do 1 and 6, and 1 and 7. All right, you guys should kind of get the gist of what I'm doing now. I don't want any space, just put no space. Then again, I'm going to sit there and go with my 2s. I already have 2 and 1. So I'm not going to count that one because that's like counting it twice. Okay. So I'm going to do 2 and 3. I don't have that combination yet. And then I'm doing 2 and 4. All right. Then I'm doing 2 and 5. Then I'm doing 2 and 6. And I'm doing 2 and 7. All right. So those are good. Now let's do the 3s. 3 and 2 I already have. So 3 and 3, I can't pick the same class. So I could do 3 and 4. And then 3 and 5. 3 and 6. 3 and 7. 3 and, oh, there's no 8. Yep. Now let's do 4. 4 and 5. 4 and 6. 4 and 7. All right. Now 5. 5 and 6. 6. 6 and 7. Okay. And then again, let's do 6. 6 and 7. All right. And I think those are all of them. All right. So now for B, I believe they want us to sit there and find the likelihood that the pair, the United Nations, and I believe that one is the Amnesty International, right? So if we sit there and look at all of our combinations, that one's going to be 1 and 5, I believe. So we want to sit there and find the likelihood of that happening. The likelihood is just going to be that number into how much all of my combinations are. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 combinations. So it's going to be 1 and 21. It's going to be my likelihood, okay, of picking the United Nations and Amnesty International. All right. So that's all the ones I'm going to do for 1.3. This was a smaller section. If you have any questions on 1.3 or want me to do any more problems in the book or any other statistic problems in any other books, just leave a comment and I will get back to you. Thank you.